Hi, I'm Jaden, and I'll be discussing the case of the Menendez brothers. First, we have Lyle on the left. He's the oldest son and was a student at Princeton, though he did have some problems there. Next to him are his parents, Kitty and Jose. Jose was said to be a very domineering man. He was a self-made millionaire entertainment exec and made a lot of the decisions for himself, Kitty, and his sons. Lastly, on the right is Eric. He's the younger brother and was set to attend UCLA after graduating. So what happened? On August 20th, 1989, Beverly Hills police received a 911 call from Lyle telling them that his parents had been shot and killed. Both Kitty and Jose had multiple gunshot wounds, and although they were already dead, the killers continued to shoot them a couple more times. Something to note is that the investigators immediately noticed that there was no forced entry, suggesting that the suspects knew the victims. The police did not suspect that Eric and Lyle had committed the crimes at first. When they asked who could have been involved, Lyle responded with maybe the mob. The police decided to further investigate the claim. Upon examining the gunshot wounds, they found that one shot on Kitty was at a different angle than the others. The investigators questioned whether this was deliberately set up to look like a mafia job. Lyle had hired bodyguards to protect him, but after weeks said that a deal had been made with the mafia and he wasn't in danger anymore. Eric was set on the mafia story as well, claiming that a man named Noel Bloom, who his father had business problems with, was involved in the murders. Just 4 days after the murders, the brothers began making big purchases using money from Jose's life insurance. They bought watches, cars, jewelry, and other expensive, luxurious items. It was said that they had an inheritance of $2 million. In the 6 months following the murders, they managed to blow through about $1 million. The huge spending spree is what got the police to start suspecting the brothers, but it was a confession to their therapist that got them arrested. On October 31st, 1989, Eric ended up confessing his and his brother's crimes to a psychologist. Lyle was angry about it and threatened the psychologist to keep quiet, causing him to fear for his and his family's safety. He continued meeting up with them to show that he was on their side, but he began taping the sessions. The tapes were later recovered by the police and used to prosecute the two brothers. On March 8, 1990, Eric and Lyle were arrested for the murders of their parents. They were first tried in 1993 with separate juries, but those ended in a mistrial when the juries deadlocked. They were then retried together with a single jury in 1995. Both brothers were convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder. To prove first-degree murder, one must prove that the defendant acted willfully, deliberately, and with premeditation. Both first-degree murder charges had special circumstances attached. The first circumstance is multiple murder convictions in the same case. This violates California Penal Code 190.2, subsection A3. Elements of the crime include that the defendant has been convicted of at least one charge of first-degree murder in this case, and the defendant has also been convicted of at least one additional charge of either first or second-degree murder. The second circumstance is lying in wait. This violates California Penal Code 190.2, subsection A15. The elements of the crime include concealing their purpose from the person killed, waiting and watching for an opportunity to attack, making a surprise attack on the person immediately after waiting and watching, and intending to kill. They were also charged with conspiracy to commit murder, a violation of California Penal Code 182. The 4 elements to prove this crime are: the defendant agreed with another defendant to intentionally and unlawfully kill. At the time of the agreement, one or more members of the conspiracy intended that they would kill. The defendants committed at least one overt act to carry out the killing, and at least one of those acts was committed in California. During their first trial, the Menendez brothers revealed that their father had abused them sexually and emotionally for years. They never told anyone because they were ashamed. They thought that they were in danger and they would be killed by their parents if they didn't act first. Lyle said he confronted his dad and told him to stay away from Eric or he would expose his abuse. He felt that his dad would kill them to prevent them from ruining him. The prosecution, however, claimed that their motive was getting their parents' money. Based on the circumstances of this case, we think it's important to spread awareness about abuse. Learning the signs of abuse and how to notice them in people you're close with may help prevent other crimes like this from happening. We could encourage someone to seek help instead of taking drastic measures to escape.